2019. It's the last time this thing were up. The most brutal match we have in Fight Factory Wrestling. Only been 3 winners. I was the last one. This ain't no chicken wire. This ain't no bullshit cage. This is real steel. You got to beat everybody in there, get to the top, climb to the bottom. Can I do it again? You're damn right I can, because I'm going in last. See, the last time this was up, I handcuffed my own brother to the cage and beat him with the chair. So it takes some violence to win in this. There's a reason this cage only goes up once a year. Saturday the 1st of October. I'll see you there.
Hello and welcome to Wrestling Wednesdays. It's nearly October. In a few days' time, October the 1st, a new month of wrestling, lots of exciting events, and nothing as exciting as the idea of a steel cage, especially one that's going to be used for more than one match at a live event in the UK. This Saturday in Gainsborough, it's King of the Cage. Here to talk about it is Dutch from Fight Factory Wrestling, who's not only entering the cage, but he won the last time he was in King of the Cage. And we're going to find out all about how that happened and what this weekend's event's going to be throwing up. Dutch, welcome to Wrestling Wednesdays. How you doing?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good to see you again. So yeah, loving the merchandise. Obviously, the Lincoln inspired Dutch that you can't see properly on me, but you know these are lovely new T-shirts available. Get in contact with Hayden over his social media, or come along on Saturday night. I'm sure there'll be some available.
Yeah, the only ones I don't have left are large.
Flex Buffington. I won't forget last time me and you faced. But this time, I won't use this. It's on the 1st of October at King of the Cage, me and you, locked inside this structure right here. What were you thinking, picking on one of the most violent people on Fight Factory's roster, eh? That European title, it'll only get you so far, mate. But once I get your hands on you, and you're in that ring, it's game over.
So, King of the Cage, you're currently the King of the Cage. How did you go about winning that last time? How damaging was it for you, and how confident are you that it's coming back around again?
Damaging, it's horrendous. It's 15 foot. When you fall from the top, when you climb it, when you anywhere near it, you seem to get hurt. And the object of it is to hurt as many people as hurt you. So last time, I wasn't very friendly about it. But I don't think you can really have friends in it. You know, similar to a Royal Rumble, about a Royal, it's every person for themselves. So if I have to throw your head first into the cage, that's what I had to do. If I had to handcuff my brother to the cage and hit him with a chair, that's kind of what I had to do. You know, I can't promise I wouldn't do it again. But we have to wait and see, I guess.
And how, obviously, as a wrestling fan and other wrestlers, we get really excited at the prospect of, oh my God, it's a special attraction, it's a steel cage match. Do you, obviously you've been in them and you know how much they hurt, but do you still get excited about the fact that it's something different in this cage? No.
It hurts. It's horrendous. I have come off the top of that cage more times than I care to remember. I have had some unfortunate accidents on that cage where I've hurt myself in ways that you wouldn't imagine getting hurt. I've been at the top of that cage with Lory, and she has pounded my skull into the solid steel at the top. So I don't look forward to it, but when you're in it, I think the adrenaline and the moment take over, and you kind of unleash a bit of an animal in you that you don't always remember having.
Nice. So obviously we're talking about your match with your brother, Kieran, where you mentioned obviously the fact you handcuffed him, you used a steel chair on him, you know, all these lovely friendly ways of sibling rivalries. That match, obviously, it's available for people to watch on demand on the Fight Factory membership and website. What do you remember most about that match, and what can people look out for if they go back and watch it?
It all blurs. Just a trigger goes off in your brain, and it's hurt or get hurt. And I mean, we're family. We make up, we fight, and that particular evening, for a few weeks before and afterwards, I think we were in fight mode. So my brother has this habit of upsetting people a lot of the time. I mean, I can as well, you know what I mean? Like we're very similar in that way. But he had upset, I believe it was Tobin Grace and JOC at the time. So when it looked like he was about to get over the top of the cage, they came back to repay him a little favor. And I just took advantage of the situation. So, you know, again, win by any means. You know, whether fans like us or don't like us, that's what our job is, to win matches. So yeah, it's expect to see a slight more intense side of a lot of people who enter that cage, because if you don't bring out that intensity, not only will the other competitors in there eat you up, but the moment of the cage will eat you up.
Yeah, sound advice. And do you think that's obviously, as much as we've got some, you know, fresh competitors for you this year that fancy their chances, as we know from stuff that's been released with Fight Factory over the last week, but do you think that experience that you've got of knowing how to win a match and also winning the cage sort of puts you as a favourite this weekend?
I'd like to think so. But also in the mix is Flex Buffington. I've only ever beat him in one situation. We've had many types of matches, and only once have I managed to pin that man's shoulders down. So he's someone who I always see as a threat. We have Lory, we have Ivy, both of them women, they hit like trains. You know, we've got Romanov, who has some sort of weird obsession with me. I don't know where that's come from. But there's so many people, and people you wouldn't expect. You know, I've seen Ben Butcher, for example, climbing the ranks pretty quickly, and the guy's a big guy. You know, he might be all laughy and jokey, but he's been under the wing of Edward Ripper, and you know, historically, Ripper I think has beaten me the majority of times that we've faced each other. So, you know, I don't think there's any clear favourite to win at all.
Howdy everybody, it's Ben Butcher again with my friend Ripper, who's never here. Damn it. But anyway, on the 1st of October, I'm going to be a virgin in this cage. I have no idea what's going on. I've got so many experienced people in this match, I just gonna get my ass kicked really, aren't I? But I'm gonna have fun doing it. But until then, I'll see you there.
Okay, understandable. You're going in last, I believe. That's your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rules changed, and it was said that the defending king of the cage can choose where they enter, and I'm not stupid. I don't have to have a qualifying match. I don't have to go in first. So I'm going to stack the odds in my favor. You know, Romanov qualified at one of the summer shows that we did, and he wanted to stick two fingers up and say he's going to prove his violence by going in first, and he wants to show everybody that he can outlast everybody. The guy's a little crazy. But yeah, I'd call it stupid because I've picked my position, I'd like to say, intelligently for once.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the least amount of time spent in there sounds good to me. As much as I enjoy watching it, wouldn't want to spend any time in there, especially if I'm getting thrown around and messed up by anyone.
So I've seen the announcements. Pinky decided to enter last at the King of the Cage. Of course he would. So, I want to ask, no, I demand to enter number 1 at the King of the Cage. Because I want to meet him and finally beat him so I can finally fulfill my obsession and beat him in that ring. So, boss lady, I demand to be first in that match.
Obviously, like you mentioned, there's qualifying matches. There are other things going on, not just the King of the Cage itself. And one match, obviously, that's going to really take a shine is the title for title. We've got Lory as in your heavyweight champion against Ivy, who's the Fight Factory Women's champion. Oh my God, that is going to be a train wreck in the middle of a cage.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to being able to sneak through the curtain and have a watch of that?
I'm not going to sneak through the curtain. I'm going to be in the crowd. I don't have to compete beforehand. So unfortunately for them two, I believe once their match is done, they could literally be the second person. One of them could be the second person in that cage. They're straight in, straight out, straight back in. So I don't envy them too. But as putting myself in a position of a fan, I cannot wait to see it. Tremendous match.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. With the fact that there's 2 titles on the line in the same match and it qualifies for the King of the Cage, is just an unbelievable game of dominoes for the winner there. They're going to just take over. So that's really exciting. Obviously, you know, Ivy's won the title earlier in the year, didn't she? The women's title, a few months ago. So obviously, what a run! That's, you know, she's winning titles left, right, and centre all over the country. It's going to be interesting to see how she does, get her on show back in Lincolnshire. But obviously, Lory has been in incredible form as well. You know, taking hold of the main title, some great feuds, changed her character slightly as well. People have got away from maybe the evil side of issues with her, and they're now sort of supporting her a bit more. But
that's still there. I just think the fans warm to it a little more. That nasty, aggressive, angry side of it is 100% still there. But I just think people enjoy that from her.
Maybe they're just terrified of her. Similar to like, you know, when I'm in and around you, I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing your t-shirt, but I ain't talking to any of you. I'm staying away in the corner. I'm going to hide over there. But yeah, no, that's the thing. I think that's what's going to happen when that cage door shuts. Lory is going to be back to the Lory we kind of know best, which is very, very aggressive. So yeah, I'm very excited about that match. I think you know, it's one not to miss that one completely, regardless of everything else that's going on. That's going to really grab a lot of attention. But no, I mean, obviously, you know, you can sit back and enjoy them destroying each other and take full advantage later on when you come in last. As a
October 1st. Ivy, this time we're gonna meet in the cage. Nowhere for you to run, nowhere to hide. Only you and me. And a steel cage. The only way for winning this match is by pinfall or submission. You can't leave the door and you can't climb over the cage if you think that's what you wanted to do. Champion versus champion. My World Heavyweight Championship, your ladies' title on the line. But that's not all. This match is also a qualifying match to enter the King of the Cage, or shall I say, Queen of the Cage, because I was the only woman in Fight Factory to ever win this match. If you think you know, and you think you actually got what it takes, good luck, girl, because this isn't going to be easy.
As a venue, it looks. I've never been to the X-Church in Gainsborough. I'm looking forward to kicking it off. It seems like a really cool vibe. It seems like an amazing venue for wrestling.
That audience are fantastic. We've had shows with bigger audiences, but they are passionate. They are loud. They get behind everything. And that, you know, for the people who are in the cage the longest, that is what's going to help them. You know, it'll help all of us, but you know, they could be in there 30 minutes or more. You need that little extra in the tank, and the crowd are what are going to give it to you. The only downside at this time of year to the X Church is as the weather gets colder, the venue gets colder. So when we've done shows in October, November, and even December, we've seen people come in with the big puffer coats or with sleeping bags wrapped around them. So it's very cold, but they will keep us going.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like such a unique place to watch wrestling, so I'm really excited about attending on Saturday night. Obviously, the remaining tickets available. Do they go through? I'll put all the links for social media and stuff underneath this video. Do they go to the Fight Factory website? Is that correct?
Yeah, through the Fight Factory website, and I believe it's under events, and then it's on there. That is the only way to guarantee a front row seat. And then when the doors open, if there's tickets left, which there's normally a few, that doesn't guarantee you a seat on the day. Excuse me, because the pre-sale is normally quite high, and we have a significantly higher than normal pre-sale for this show. So the pre-sales come in first, and then you can come in after if you haven't pre-bought them. And I think because the pre-sale's so high, we're going to be a little stricter than what we have been previously.
Okay, well, it makes sense. I mean, obviously, great opportunity. It's majority of the country's payday on Friday, I would think, for most people. So what a great way to start the month, get themselves out and about on Saturday night, and look forward to some very, very brutal wrestling action in Gainsborough. I'm sure
cheap drinks as well. The venue is very cheap for drinks. We're not like our take, unfortunately, but you know, afterwards maybe.
Yeah, celebrate your drink when you've done back-to-back cage wins. That's not been done before with you guys, has it? No one's winning.
No, there's only been 3 winners from my memory. Will Cruz was the first, Lory was the second, I was the third, and then COVID came, and it's not been. We haven't had the cage out since 2019.
It's going to be a bit of a wake up call for some of the new guys.
Oh yeah. I mean, some of the new guys who are attending the gym, we've had some of the cage up to get them used to seeing the cage and getting used to climbing it, because it'd be unfair for us to not give them the opportunity to even just climb the thing. You know, it cuts up your hand. It's dangerous. It's not the chicken wire stuff that you see on TV. So the cage has been up, but the full cage hasn't. And again, that adds a different dynamic. You know, we have legitimately had someone booked for a cage match, and once that door closed, pooping in pants would be the closest I can say to what happened. It's intimidating to be inside there.
Yeah, it looks it. As I say, I don't envy any of you guys doing it, but
So the 1st of October, I hear one of the Fight Factory originals is returning. Bobby Adams. I've seen you about. I've seen what you've been doing, and I know you've been training for this one, but I'm not sure you're ready for what's coming if your first match back at Fight Factory is against El Jono. It's all to play for, and that spot in the cage ain't going to favour you. We'll see what happens in there, sunshine.
So at what point do you think you'll end up in sort of, because you're still very polite and friendly right now and in a nice, happy mood. At what point is your game mind come on? Is it when you arrive on Saturday, or will it be not until you actually enter it? Are you quite good at controlling that mindset?
With any match, if you've got a group of friends in the locker room, you tend to share the locker room with your group of friends, and then other people go off in their own little ways, so we don't all mix and fights don't break out backstage. I tend to be on my own. I can't deal with the noise and the everything that goes on in a backstage environment, and that's where I slowly start twitching. And then when the music comes on again, it just goes back to fight or flight. And as bad as it is to say in today's world, I like a fight. So at home, I'm nice, relaxed, keep myself to myself. The kids are here, and but when it's game time, it's game time.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to finding out what goes on Saturday night. It's going to be very exciting. We'll do, obviously, I'll put a list underneath of the matches that are available, and obviously the links to get tickets. But it's certainly a night not to be missing out on. Saturday night, 1st of October, this Saturday night in Gainsborough at the X Church. It's going to be King of the Cage. Incredible matches, titles on the line, bodies on the line, and not everyone's going to come out of this 100%. Almost everyone's going to come out of there with a bit of a wound, mentally and physically, it sounds like. But obviously, I've got a little bit of bias. For Dutch, purely because I don't want to get knocked out. But hopefully the rest of them don't see that bias moment. I'll have to just change my t-shirt several times during.
Well, this match is made for me in some ways, isn't it? With the King of Anarchy, it's going to be anarchy in there. So, it's kind of what people sign up for when they meet me in there.
Yeah, exactly. They know what they're doing. I mean, honestly, it's a hell of a challenge for anyone stepping in the ring with you, full stop. But to step in a cage, that's going to be exciting. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, don't miss out. Get yourself along to it. There's tickets available while they still can. The remaining front row ones are going to be the best, because you're going to be right up there with the view of that cage and seeing everyone's carnage falling apart. So yeah, get online, get on the tickets booked, and then I'd say if you can't be there in person, it will be available eventually on demand afterwards. We'll obviously make sure that to find that out, make sure you follow Dutch, follow Fight Factory, and get in touch with their website. They'll be able to tell you details of how you can find their on-demand service. But if you can, get there live, be there.
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck for Saturday, Dutch.
Thank you very much. I shall see you there.
Looking forward to it.
Well, that's hard. Oh, hey guys. How's it doing? Dalton Chase here. Important message. King of the Cage. Or Cage of the King. Afterwards. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 1st of October at X Church Gainsborough. Yours truly, Dalton Chase, will be going against Soft Boy. Oh no, I got that wrong. Hard Man Dan. I think that's right. I'm going against Hard Man Dan. After that, once I've beaten him, or if I beat him, because he's pretty hard, then it determines at what point do I come in the cage. Could be 1st, could be 2nd, could be 3rd, could be 4th, could even be 5th, could be 6th, could be 7th, could be 8th, who knows. Anyway, doesn't matter, because 1st of October, yours truly, Dalton Chase, will be Cage of the King, King of the Cage, Cage of the King, King of the Cage. I haven't decided what works out yet, but it's either going to be one of them. Just need to see how I'm going to tackle this. Put one foot in there. Yeah, we'll figure it out.